Extreme E, a race at the ends of the earth. The world's most extreme off-road motor race takes place at 5 locations on our planet where the natural environment has been devastated.
It's cool, it's tough, it's, it's not a lot of gripping capacity what I'm used to, and it's a lot of power, but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
This is real racing. I mean, some of the greatest names in the racing world are involved.
To raise awareness of some of the most critical environmental issues facing our planet.
Pretty much everything is different about Extreme E. There are more women drivers than in most other races. The courses are more unfamiliar and more extreme. And such inhospitable terrain is not for the faint-hearted.
Competition means that there's risk, and with risk, sometimes there's crashes.
Motorsport is risk. If you don't want to risk, you play chess.
Extreme E means taking it to the limits in places already well beyond theirs.
Time is running out, but sport may have one of the answers.
This is the Al Ula Desert in Saudi Arabia. It was here that the organizer, Alejandro Agag from Spain, gathered the big names of international motorsports for the first leg of the new Extreme E series in April.
Extreme E is a race that wants to use the power of sports to bring people and bring companies and partners and sponsors on the direction of climate action.
And the elite of international motorsports want to do their bit. 7-time Formula One world champion Lewis Hamilton set up his own team for Extreme E.
That's something that's really close to my heart and something that I'm really passionate about. So, it gives an opportunity for me to be able to merge my love for motor racing together with my love for the planet.
There's also a 9-time rally world champion in the field.
To discover this new adventure, maybe it can be a bit the way for the future of motorsport.
Another former F1 world champion also founded and drives for his own team.
It's been definitely a new experience for me.
And Nico Rosberg also organized a team for Extreme E.
Sport has such a big power and reach that it is the duty of sports to also leverage that reach for doing good and for changing the world for the better. And that's what we're pioneering as a motorsports championship.
Organizer Alejandro Agag spent years touring the planet to find the most desolate backdrops at the ends of the earth.
We didn't have a plan, but we started looking for places.
From the torched rainforests of the Amazon basin to the glaciers of the Arctic, Extreme E hopes to draw attention to places threatened by global warming and environmental devastation.
The glaciers are melting, and we will have some electric race cars basically racing in front of the Wall of the North. So this will be like a little bit like the Game of Thrones big ice wall. We can have, I think, some of the most spectacular racing backdrop that no one has ever seen.
I think motorsport needs to be closer to society. Motorsport need to reflect what society is. And in society, we have half of women, half of men. In motorsport, we have 99% men. So I think definitely there is the need, from my point of view, to have more women involved in motorsport.
Women make up half of the starting field. A big opportunity for the latest generation of female racing drivers.
I think we're given this huge opportunity to race at a really high level. All of us, I don't think, would have had this chance without.
Extreme E could revolutionize motorsports, where successful women drivers remain a rarity. One such exception, Jutta Kleinschmidt, who won the Paris-Dakar Rally in 2001.
After my success in career, I would love to see more women doing exactly the same what I achieved. And the only problem is to come into the sport is very difficult. And now with this new series, half of the field is women, and they have the chance to show their potential.
Kleinschmidt is one of Extreme E's organizers. She designs the courses, building temporary racetracks in the wilderness. Each team consists of a male and a female driver who swap places halfway through the stage. Over a series of qualifiers, 9 teams compete for one of the 3 places in the final.
And it was a good mix, so it's not like the men are the fastest and the women are the slowest, not at all. So we have very fast women too.
In the final in Saudi Arabia, Australian Molly Taylor of Team Rosberg took the checkered flag.
One of the great things about motorsport is that when you put the helmet on, it doesn't matter what gender you are, and that's kind of, I guess, always been my philosophy growing up and competing in rally.
And this, I think, will be fantastic for the sport and for the show also.
Because Extreme E is also showtime. And it's the stuff of Hollywood. To get as many people as possible on board, Oscar-winning director Fisher Stevens is developing entirely new TV formats for the sport.
We'll create something that's very unique in that we can tell stories in the most kind of vulnerable and important ecological parts of the planet.
Adventurer David de Rothschild has formed a team of scientists to develop concepts to regenerate damaged ecosystems, which is where the races take place.
I want to be taking teams out into the field, finding communities that we can help and support, and leaving those communities with possibility and opportunities, not just going in and saying, hey, look at us, we're having fun in your environment, and then leaving.
De Rothschild is also responsible for race logistics. A container ship was converted into a floating paddock to get the teams to the venues. Though equipped with green technology, it still can't get from A to B without fossil fuels, which is why critics ask if it makes sense to stage a race that generates emissions in the world's most remote places.
Some people may argue, okay, but you've got to take all these people there. Is that really a good thing? Well, if it puts a spotlight and really widens the amount of people that are aware of just some of the challenges.
An oasis of VIP tents in the middle of the desert.
You know, you need the show to make awareness for all the topics they stay for.
Participants say the critics are living in the past.
There's always critics for everything, but I mean, if you don't want to, if you want to be zero emission in the world, then you have to live in a cave. So unfortunately, we're all going to have to do a step in a direction to be able to really impact the greater good in a big way and to generate huge benefits for all of us. That won't happen if we all live in a cave.
Today, I am proud to announce the launch of my own racing team, Rosberg Extreme Racing.
This is X44. X44 is a new kind of racing team.
Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton made headlines in Formula One with their head-to-head duels. Now their teams are at it again. In the first race, Team Rosberg had its nose in front.
We're now battling each other again in Extreme E as team bosses, not as drivers. That's going to be great, and make no mistake, none of us wants to come second. But at the same time, what I like so much is the more intense our battle gets, the more we will be able to contribute for the greater good, because the more visibility we will create also as a championship for the issues that the Earth is facing in those locations.
And so the show must go on, to the ends of the Earth. What do you think? We can't wait for your comments.